Coming up on this hour, Chris 6 Sunrise, it was a busy night for fire crews after a house fire broke out on the city's south side. But one good Samaritan did to make sure that the family was safe.
And fire crews in Gregory spent the night battling a cotton gin fire. We have the latest. Plus,
strong winds and dry air have put fire crews on high alert. I'm Tyrese Boone in Northwest Nueces County, talking to experts about what you should avoid to help keep the community safe when a red flag warning is issued.
good morning, folks. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. Thank you so much for waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. Oh, it's just one day until Halloween. Can you feel it? I've already started eating about half of the candy that was for the trick-or-treaters. Oh, man, got that sweet tooth. But let's see if the weather is as sweet. Meteorologist Stephen Jones standing by. Actually, first we're going to check out the traffic, right?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But I think you're right. The weather looking pretty good as well, especially for trick-or-treating in the 70s. Can't ask for much better, but the traffic just as good out there this morning, heading out the door to get off on Thursday morning out there to kick it off. Looking at the Harbor Bridge now, taking a more in-depth look here from to and from Portland, I should say. Going to be good and green if you're heading that way at 6:01 this morning. Now closer into Corpus Christi, not going to be too bad either, I think, here on Ocean Drive. No major slowdowns. Ennis Jostlin, just a minor slowdown there, as well as Saratoga as you get close to Rod Field there. But the rest of Saratoga, Crosstown Expressway, as well as SPID, all three coming in good and green the rest of the way. As you work your way a little bit closer to the island over by the Flower Bluff area, Flower Bluff Drive, going to be looking good and green both ways this morning. Waldron Road, a minor slowdown to be mindful of there, as well as the normal slowdown that you see closer to the gates there at the Naval Air Station Corpus Christi that we're seeing normally about this time of morning. Those drive times for you sitting at 22 minutes from downtown to the island, 8 minutes from Portland to downtown, Cal Allen to downtown, sitting about 15 minutes. So wherever you're coming from and going to this morning, going to be good and green to head out the door and kick off your Thursday morning.
Thanks, Stephen. Appreciate you, buddy. So we're going to check back in with you in just a little bit. But first, Corpus Christi firefighters, they had a busy night. They were battling some blazes due to some strong winds. A downed power line is believed to be what caused a house fire on the city's south side. It happened around 10:30 on the corner of Rodfield Road and Fremont Drive. A neighbor noticed the fire in the backyard of the house, and that's when his instincts kicked in.
I ran around the corner and started banging on doors, make sure everybody gets out, make sure everybody's safe. And by the time they opened their doors and I looked inside, like half the living room was already on fire. So.
And like you heard, Mr. Torres was able to wake up the family and get them all out of the house safely. No one was injured in this one.
Well, fire crews in Gregory spent the night trying to contain a massive fire at a cotton gin. It started around 2:30 Wednesday afternoon off of Highway 181 and Highway 361. High winds caused the fire to spread quickly through bales of cotton in 15 acres. At last check, the fire was 50% contained. According to the city of Gregory, power is expected to be restored this morning, but natural gas services will remain off. The Stephen F. Austin Elementary School in Gregory will also be closed today. No word on how many homes were lost in the area. And fire crews were also busy over in Rockport. A fire broke out Wednesday on Cape Valero Road around 1 p.m. and we're told the fire scorched about 20 acres, but the Rockport Volunteer Fire Department was able to put it out within 2 hours. Still no word on what caused it.
I'm Tyrese Boone, your Northwest Neighborhood News reporter. A cold front has brought cooler weather and perfect conditions for wildfires. I spent the day speaking to a fire chief and residents about staying safe when a red flag warning is issued. Cooler temperatures Wednesday morning allowed residents like Dolly Brown to finally experience some fall weather.
Now with the combination of cool weather plus some sun too, it's perfect.
But with perfect conditions can come danger. Nueces County is under a red flag warning for wildfires.
The winds we're pretty much used to. We're used to dealing with them. The dry grass we're used to dealing with. But when that humidity drops, it makes it very easy for fires to start, and then they also spread very fast.
So fast, in fact, firefighters were sent to a brush fire near Highway 44 and County Road 61 during this Chris 6 News interview. Chief Michael Clack, the fire chief at Annaville, says many fires start from something as simple as yard work.
Believe it or not, is mowing. We have had multiple fires this year started by lawnmowers where they just hit the right rock or something, and next thing you know, we got houses being threatened.
The Coastal Bend is no stranger to wildfires. Earlier this year, flames in Sinton forced some residents to evacuate, something that still hits close to home.
I mean, I guess it just makes me a little more mindful. My husband actually was in the mix with the last fire in Sinton and actually had to help bus people around, so it became a lot more personal for me.
Fire officials say everyone has a role to play under these conditions when it comes to prevention. Chief Clack shares these simple tips to help you keep you and your neighbors safe.
No open flame at all, and like I said, try not to mow today, and make sure if you are dragging trailers that you're keeping your chains up.
The National Weather Service can end or extend a red flag warning at any time. One way to stay up to date on this one is to click on the christv.com/weather. On the Northwest side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tyrese Boone, Chris 6 News.
Well, 6:06 a.m. on our Thursday morning, taking a live look at Snoopy's Pier thanks to Matthew CCAC. 60 degrees, winds out of the north 13 miles an hour, and a few more cars starting to pop up there on the causeway. The water's looking nice and calm this morning as well. Temperatures in your neighborhood, the cool spot going to be Freer, dropped another degree down to 37 degrees now. 60 over there at the Naval Air Station, 46 here in town. Kingsville rounding us out about 41 degrees, all of us enjoying the effects of that cold front. And then as we look at the temperature change over the past 24 hours, all of us about between 4 and 23 degrees cooler than where we were this time yesterday. So yeah, like I said, enjoying the effects of this cold front, feeling much more fall-like out there. So we've got our dog walking forecast today. We've got Dolly here ready to go on her walk, of course, and hopefully she puts on the little booties. Of course, going to be pretty chilly this morning, at least to start it off in the 40s there by 8 a.m., 56 by 9 a.m., and then I think as we go into the later morning hours, that's where we see the 60s make their return, and that's where it starts to feel just like a really good day to get out there for that walk, of course, with that nice northerly breeze about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Looking out there at the future tracker, you can see plenty of sunshine on the way for our Thursday. That's going to be what we see today, and that's thanks to all the dry air that's also worked in the wake of that cold front. Unfortunately, the dry air on the other end of the spectrum means that it's going to be increased fire danger, and we have this red flag warning in effect today from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. for most of our counties across the coastal bend. Relative humidity indices going to be as low as 10% today. That wind gusts are down to about 15 miles an hour compared to yesterday getting upwards of 35 miles an hour, but still going to see just very dry areas, very dry soil and vegetation. Fires can ignite very quickly and then still spread pretty quickly with that 15-mile-an-hour wind. So that's why we have this red flag warning in effect. And looking at that fire danger forecast, going to see extreme to very high fire danger into the area today. Going into tomorrow, still holding on to moderate to high fire danger up towards Beeville into Tilden. And then as we go into Saturday, still holding on to low to moderate fire danger. So really throughout all of these next few days, want to just be mindful of that. And like they said, secure those tow chains, properly dispose of any cigarette butts, and the such, just doing your part, of course. Looking at those rain chances over the next 7 days, the best chance going to lie with the weak cold front that works its way into the area by Saturday night into Sunday morning, but only going to be isolated activity at best, not a drought buster by any means, not going to be the 11.5 inches we need of rain to make up for 2025 so far. But when we see that cold front work through, we'll be back in the 70s for just a little bit, then those 80s once again as we head more into November, with overnight lows going from the 40s tomorrow morning, then into the 50s the rest of the 7-day forecast.
I'm Michaela Chavez. A new scam is making its rounds in Nueces County involving a fake deputy enforcing fear. I'll tell you what to look out for to keep yourself safe.
And the government has now been closed for 30 days. Scripps News Group's Joe St. George will join us after the break. He has more on how much the shutdown is costing the economy, along with how much it will affect your insurance premiums. Welcome back, folks. 6:12 is your time. Getting a live look from our SPID Skycam. As you can see, traffic flowing pretty nicely on this roadway. We're going to check in with the rest of the roads, plus, of course, the weather to see if it's as breezy as it was yesterday with meteorologist Stephen Jones in just a bit. But first, we head to Washington. So today marks 30 days since the government shutdown began, and both Republicans and Democrats are no closer to making a deal. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office reports that the shutdown is costing the economy at least $7 billion a day. To talk more about the effects of the shutdown, we bring in our Deputy Political Director, Joe St. George.
Good morning, Joe. So as you know, November 1st is the day SNAP benefits are set to run out, even though there is contingency funds which can be legally used. And as for healthcare, open enrollment for many states is set to run out. So we have two questions for you this morning. How much of a spike could Americans expect when they're looking at insurance? And could SNAP benefits be the reason the government could finally open?
Yeah, it's a complicated question, but this is a complicated issue, right? It's important to remember what's starting this weekend. Open enrollment. Americans who rely on the federal exchange, these exchanges, even at the state level, for their health insurance each and every year. A lot of small business owners, right, independent contractors who don't have access to their company's health insurance plans, they'll go to the exchange to find a plan for their family. It varies widely, but there are reports of 20%, 30% or more increases depending on your individual circumstances. For instance, some of the hardest hit individuals are people who are still working in their early 60s. There's been reports of health insurance premiums going from a couple $100 a month on these exchanges to north of $1,000. So think about what that means, how that would impact your family if you have a close to $1,000 new bill beginning next year because of these expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies. This is what Democrats have been fighting for since the beginning. So with open enrollment beginning, more Americans are logging in and they're getting that sticker shock. The question, though, for Democrats is the fight for those individuals experiencing sticker shock, is it going to be worth it much longer when you're dealing about the expiration of these SNAP benefits? North of 40 million Americans rely on SNAP to help put food on the table. This is going to be a real pressure point. You get a sense here on Capitol Hill that Republicans know it, and that's why there has at least been conversations or more like an uptick in conversations than what we have been seeing. Now, no one is suggesting that a deal is imminent, but what's happening over the course of the coming days could, and we stress the word could, be the issue that forces a deal. And who's back in Washington later today? President Trump. He had his whirlwind trip through Asia, struck trade deals with Japan, South Korea, and China. He's been striking deals a lot lately. Can he strike a deal between Democrats and Republicans to reopen the government? Lawmakers have told me really since the beginning that when President Trump starts to laser focus in on this shutdown, they believe he's the one who'll be able to move the needle. So we'll be watching this very carefully. Obviously, millions more Americans are now impacted by this shutdown beginning this weekend. If this shutdown goes into early next week, it will then become the longest shutdown in American history.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for providing those perspectives. We appreciate it.
Yeah, lots of this story. Looking forward to talking again about it very soon.
Well, 6:16 a.m. taking a live look at our USS Lexington cam. Thanks to First Community Bank, sitting at 46 degrees, winds out of the north at 7 miles an hour, and you can see both harbor bridges in view, but the old harbor bridge soon to come down. Traffic flowing nice and smooth there along the new harbor bridge, and the aquarium all lit up, of course, putting on a show for us. Looking at how our Wednesday stacked up, 76 degrees for that daytime high, actually below the average for once at 81 degrees as that average. 55 for the morning lows. That was 20 degrees above the record, though. That was at 35 degrees in 2017. The record high to 92 degrees back in 1972, so we weren't quite there either, and plenty of rain needed to make up for 2025's deficit so far. Those temperatures in your neighborhood looking like Freer has come up now up to 41 degrees, 46 here in town, same for Beeville as well as Ingleside. The Naval Air Station rounding us out at 60 degrees, and then Kingsville over there coming in at 41 as well for that cool spot, tying with Freer this morning. Looking at those current current winds, all of us enjoying a nice little breeze out of the west and northwest, 5 to 10 miles an hour, 10 to 15 as you work your way along the coast there from the Naval Air Station to Port Aransas as well. So not too bad, not nearly what we were seeing yesterday with those winds at 20 to 30 miles an hour, wind gusts even upwards of 35 miles an hour at times. But also we've seen dry air move in with that cold front, even with dew points in the teens in the Beeville area, 20s inland for our coastal bend areas, and then 30s as you work your way along the coast there. 34 going to be the peak of that moisture, if you will, there in Port Aransas. So lots of dry air has moved in, and that's going to be fuel for the fire danger, unfortunately. For the feels like temperatures, though, definitely going to be feeling more like the season. 75 degrees about for that daytime high in terms of feels like temperatures by 4 p.m. Then we're going to start that nightly cool down back into the 40s, luckily. So still feeling like fall as we head into Halloween and wake up on our Halloween. Really, those forecast highs in your neighborhood, all of us rounding out in the 70s, those mid to upper 70s as you work your way into our inland communities and your way south. Along the coast, they're sitting closer to 70 degrees in Port Aransas. Beeville forecasting about 73 for that daytime high today. For the current radar, nice and dry out there right now, but as we look at those rain chances throughout the next 7 days, they start to peak a little bit as we go into Saturday. We see a weak cold front work in and just a little bit of moisture also work back in, so that's going to lead to those isolated to maybe scattered rain chances working back into the area. Overall, though, not a drought buster, not going to be the 11.5 inches of rain that we need to make up for 2025. So we talked about that weak cold front, and it's going to drop our temperatures just a little bit once again. From about 85 degrees, we have a few late showers that could work in right now. Looks like maybe towards that 10 p.m. to midnight time frame. We'll still see if that's subject to change, then back to the 70s and then back to the 80s again as we go into more into November, and then overnight lows from the 40s into those 50s.
Stephen, thank you so much. So a classic Alice burger joint is opening soon in Corpus Christi, and a popular organic grocery store is getting a new home. All the details when we come back. Welcome back, folks. So Sprout is getting a new location on the south side. The natural and organic grocery store is moving into the old Bed Bath & Beyond location on SPID in Everhart. The new location will open in January, and it will have a deli and sandwich bar. A closing date for the location at the Gulfway Shopping Center on Airline and SPID hasn't been set yet, and we did ask a spokesperson for Sprouts what's going to happen to store employees, and they tell us all the team members in good standing will be offered the opportunity to move to the new store. And a burger restaurant that's gained popularity in Alice will soon be opening a second location here in Corpus Christi. Dairy Burger, which is known for their sweet tea, will have their grand opening this Saturday. We spoke to the owner about the team they've put together as well.
So we are ready to go. We are fully staffed. Found some really, I was fortunate enough to find some really good, put together a really solid team. Got management on down to cooks, down to runners, down to the front of the house, the back of the house. Got all that staffed up.
The Alice location provided a staff member to train the employees at the new location.
Well, good Thursday morning there, Coastal Bend, taking a live look at our USS Lexington cam, brought to us by First Community Bank, sitting at 46 degrees. The aquarium nice and lit up this morning. The new Harbor Bridge in view there, and you can see a few more cars starting to pick up on the roadway, but looks like they're still flowing nice and smoothly there along the new Harbor Bridge. Now let's get an in-depth look here. Yes, to and from Portland this morning, I should say. Good and green there on the Harbor Bridge like we were seeing on our Skycam. Now moving our way into Corpus Christi Ocean Drive, no major slowdowns to report, as well as SPID Saratoga Crosstown Expressway, all three coming in good and green this morning if you're going to be heading that way. Over towards Flower Bluff Drive, no major slowdowns to report. A minor one there on Waldron Road to be mindful of, but nothing too bad to worry about, as well as the normal one you see closer to the Naval Air Station as well. Those drive times for you this morning going to be sitting at 22 minutes from downtown to the island, 8 minutes from Portland to downtown, and if you're heading from Cow Island to downtown, could be looking at about 15 minutes or so. So wherever you're coming from and going to, good and green to head out the door and kick off your Thursday morning.
Now, weather on the 6s.
Well, it is 6:26 a.m. on our Thursday morning, taking a live look over at Snoopy's Skycam. Thanks to Matthew CCAC, the water's looking nice and calm, sitting at 46 degrees here in downtown Corpus Christi, closer to those upper 50s over at Snoopy's Pier, and a couple more cars starting to pick up there on the causeway, but not too much cloud cover either, and that's due to the dry air that has moved in the wake of that cold front. We're all feeling the effects of it. Most of us coming in the 40s. Freer was even in the 30s not too long ago. Now up to 41 degrees, 41 also for Kingsville, 46 here in town, and the Naval Air Station going to be that warm spot this morning, coming in at 60 degrees, then 55 over there in Port Aransas. As we're looking at those dew points, like I mentioned, the dry air has moved in. 18 degrees for that dew point in Beeville, 32 there at the Naval Air Station, 23 here in town, and as you work your way over towards Hebronville, coming in at 20. So definitely all of us feeling the dry air and not the mugginess by any means. So looking like a nice fall morning to take the pups for a walk today. We've got Dolly on the board, ready to go for her walk, of course, and enjoy some of these spooky temperatures, I should say, as we go into Halloween. Feeling the 40s this morning by 8 a.m., 56 there by 9 a.m., and then we round out through the 60s as we're heading towards that lunch hour. Should be in the upper 60s with those winds out of the north 5 to 10 miles an hour. Into the afternoon, maybe gusting upwards of 10 to 15 miles an hour, but still way better than we saw yesterday with 30 to 35 mile an hour wind gusts. Getting a good look at the big weather picture, we are dealing with that high pressure you could see overhead for the Lone Star State. You can definitely see the cloud cover has moved off into the Gulf, and now we're just dealing with that high pressure, and that's what we're going to be seeing for today as well as tomorrow. That dry, cool air in place for the coastal bend. Unfortunately, that's going to lead to an increase in that fire danger as well. In the current Doppler radar, you can see clear skies around the area, no rain relief in sight for now, and as we go into the future tracker, that's going to be more of the same as we go into our Thursday forecast. Going to be plenty of sunshine on board under the influence of that high pressure. We're going to be seeing that subsidence working in and plenty of sunshine. So just a beautiful fall-like day, I should say, as we're going into the end of October already tomorrow. But like I mentioned, we do have that increased fire danger, that red flag warning in effect from the National Weather Service this morning from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. tonight for most of the coastal bend. Luckily, the winds have decreased from yesterday, but the relative humidity is still going to be as low as 10%, and we have very dry vegetation, not to mention that drought still in place, at least the moderate drought around Corpus Christi and Nueces County. We'll see the latest update on that coming later today, but I don't expect to see any major changes to it on at least the good side. We're looking at the forecast fire danger for today, extreme to very high from about Fulton into the Corpus Christi area, so definitely want to be mindful today and even into the next couple of days. Still holding on to moderate to high fire danger into tomorrow, especially up towards Tilden, into Beeville, and then into our Saturday. Still going to be low from Fulton and then moderate as you work your way into some of our inland communities. So the next few days going to hold on to this dry weather. Luckily by Saturday, that's when we start to see a little bit of more moisture working back in, and a weak cold front that's going to increase our rain chances, luckily just only to the isolated category, though maybe getting upwards of the scattered category if we see a little bit more moisture working in than initially anticipated. But overall, not a drought buster, not the 11.5 inches of rain that we need for 2025. In terms of the 7-day forecast, that's our best rain chance on the board, but we are feeling very much fall-like in the 70s and the mid 80s at times, with overnight lows in the 40s and then the 50s.
Thank you, Steven. So the Grammy-winning rock band Stone Temple Pilots with special guests the Toadies are coming to the Concrete Street Amphitheater on Thursday, November 6th. And Chris 6 News, well, we want to give you the chance to win a pair of free tickets. To enter to win, go to christv.com/contest and fill out that form with your information. Good luck, everyone.
Now, your Chris 6 Kitchen Cops Report.
All right, folks, it is Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for Kitchen Cops. We're taking a look at who's keeping it clean and who needs to clean it up. Here are the scores from the City County Health Inspectors for the week of October 20th.
Let's start things off with a big aloha and maybe a shaka or two as Hawaiian Bros received their first perfect score. This is a great milestone for a place that just opened its doors earlier on this year, especially since it was their first inspection too. If you haven't been, Manager Kayla Wood has a few recommendations for you.
We have sweet and savory, we have sweet and spicy, we have spicy, and then we have just basic teriyaki along with our pork.
Quite the list, I know, but I recommend the classic teriyaki, and don't forget a Hawaiian sun to wash it down.
Aloha!
A big congrats to Hawaiian Bros for their first Kitchen Cops badge, and thanks for keeping it clean. Also on this week's perfect score list, Divina Del Zura Bakery on Saratoga, PMI on Alameda, Starbucks on Northwest Boulevard, and Papa John's on Leopard Street. Bottomless Pit Barbecue on Leopard, Brody's Chicago-style hot dogs and more on Agnes, Five Guys Burgers and Fries on SPID, and Senor Jaime's Mexican Restaurant and Cantina on Everhart. Now for those that need to clean things up a bit on our B list. Casa Via Jalisco on SPID with a score of 90 for 5 violations, including missing names and dates on products and dented cans. Hanan Express with an 89 with 7 violations, including uncovered food in the walk-in fridge and flies in the kitchen. Now on the low score of the week. It goes to Golden Crown on Everhart. They have a score of 84 with 10 violations, including storing raw shrimp over cooked rice, no hand soap in the wash area, and live cockroaches in the kitchen.
Hopefully that helped you narrow down the spots you want to visit and ones you might not want to until they clean things up. This week's list doesn't stop there, though, folks. If you want to see the full list and see if your favorite chow hall is on that perfect side or the one that needs work, head on over to our website, christv.com.
Well, taking a live look outside at our USS Lexington camp, brought to us by First Community Bank, sitting at 46 degrees, winds out of the north 7 miles an hour, both harbor bridges in view, as well as the aquarium lit up there, putting on a nice show this morning as we're heading into the 7 a.m. hour, at least getting a little bit closer to it now. Those current temperatures here in Corpus Christi, yes, 46 degrees, but feeling like 42 thanks to those winds out of the north. Humidity sitting at 40% right now, but likely to come down as we go through the daytime hours and see those temperatures warm up into the 70s with the dew points so dry right now. Those temperatures in your neighborhood sitting in the 40s for most of us. Looks like Freer sitting at 38 degrees right now, cooling off just a little bit this morning. 60 going to be the warm spot over at the Naval Air Station, and then Kingsville also rounding us out around 37 degrees this morning. So definitely feeling the effects of that cold front still. And yes, that dry air has moved in with 18 degrees for that dew point in Beeville. 30s along the coast, 20s as you work your way inland for some of our communities. And then as we're planning out our Thursday, you can see we're going to enter those 60s heading out to the lunch hour. Then by the afternoon, back into those mid 70s. Daytime highs expected to come up around that 77 degree mark here in Corpus Christi with plenty of dry and cool air in place. I'll go over all those precipitation chances in the 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit.
Now, 20 minutes of non-stop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Hey, welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of nonstop news with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. We have plenty of neighborhood news for you this morning. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones with a look at our roadways. Hey, good morning.
Well, good morning, Michelle and Brian. It's been pretty good this morning. A little bit cool out there, feeling like fall, and just perfect with one day to Halloween finally. But the traffic looking good and green as well as we're heading out the door there this morning. Looking at our SPID Skycam, you can see a few more cars starting to pick up there on the roadway on SPID, but luckily flowing nice and smooth at 640 this morning. As we head into 7 and 8 a.m., maybe a few more cars pick up on the roadway, but right now looking good and green for most of our roadways to and from Portland on the Harbor Bridge. Yes, going to be good and green if you're heading that way over towards Ocean Drive. No major slowdowns to report, as well as SPID, Saratoga, and Crosstown Expressway. All three coming in good and green this morning as we head closer to that 7 a.m. hour. If you're not expecting any troubles there, as we head over towards Flower Bluff, Waldron Road, a minor slowdown to be mindful of there, but luckily not in the red. As we look at Flower Bluff Drive, good and green. The normal slowdown you see as we work over towards the Naval Air Station, the gate there. Just that normal kind of slowdown we see there, but luckily not too bad either. Over towards that SPID Causeway, that's where we see over towards the island also pretty good green conditions. Those drive times for you, I should say, sitting at 21 minutes or 22 minutes now from downtown to the island. 8 minutes from Portland to downtown, Cal Allen to downtown. Going to be sitting around that 15-minute mark, so wherever you're going to and coming from this morning, good and green to kick off your Thursday.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Appreciate you. So we're going to check back in with you in just a little bit. But first, folks, we have plenty of neighborhood news to get to this morning.
Yeah, from issues with the election ballot to a business claiming they're struggling because of the Old Harbor Bridge. We have you covered in your neighborhood check-in.
Corpus Christi needs 60 million gallons of new water a day before November 2026 to avoid a level 1 water emergency. City leaders say they can get there, but only if every single project hits the mark.
If you include all of the Evangeline and you include all of the reuse and you include all of the wells, it's a little more than 60 million.
Right now, the city's emergency wells along the Nueces River are producing about 11 million gallons a day, with another 17 million expected by next year. But the water is brackish, saltier than normal, and only meant as a temporary fix. The Evangeline project could bring up to 24 million gallons a day, but it starts with 12. That doesn't come until November of next year. And there's a catch. The project's still waiting on key permits, and nothing is guaranteed. Reclaimed water will add a few more million gallons by recycling treated wastewater for industrial use. And desalination? Still years away, with Harbor Island projected to produce 50 million gallons a day, but not until 2029.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your neighborhood news reporter in Flower Bluff. Early voting is underway across the state. Here in Nueces County, some voters are spotting a mistake. Some of the proposed amendments to the state's constitution are out of order. Connor Rice is involved in politics locally and tells me when he voted, he noticed just that.
The amendments were out of order. So it went from 13 to 15 to 14 to 16. And I was like, that's not normal.
In a statement, Kara Sands, the Nueces County clerk, says in part, Propositions 14 and 15 are out of numerical order. However, they are the correct proposition language and your vote will be counted and tabulated accurately. So how did this happen? Sands says it's a formatting issue and they do have procedures in place to check for errors. However, this was not caught by the Logic and Accuracy Testing Board, which is comprised of both Democratic and Republican parties. She also says they have notices posted at voting sites and election workers are informing voters during the check-in process. And the integrity and accuracy of the election is not affected. The Secretary of State's office, which is in charge of statewide elections, tells us the ballot mistake only happened in Nueces County. In Flower Bluff, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, Chris 6 News.
The Old Harbor Bridge's demolition starts a new era for the city, but also some businesses. Amana Conejo hearing from some business owners that say that the demolition is affecting their bottom line. The Old Harbor Bridge demolition continues, and nearby businesses say it's driving customers away. Hogan Myers Barbecue in Corpus Christi says detours and road closures have made it tough for people to find them, with sales this year slower than ever. Still, the owner says he's staying optimistic, hoping once the old bridge comes down, business will bounce back.
Part golf, part lacrosse. Fling golf is a new sport gaining popularity across the coastal bend. Ani and Bonnie Gaither say they started playing earlier this year, looking for a fun way to stay active and spend time together. They now play regularly at courses in Corpus Christi. Fling golf is played with the fling stick instead of clubs, making it more affordable and easier to learn. Trainers say the sport is catching on fast in South Texas, with dozens of new players picking it up over the summer.
Well, good Thursday morning there, Coastal Bend, taking a live look out at our USS Lexington cam brought to us by First Community Bank, sitting at 46 degrees with those winds out of the north at 7 miles an hour. Both harbor bridges in view, but the Old Harbor Bridge sure to come down pretty soon. And as we look at the aquarium, also lit up nice and putting on a view this morning as we head closer to 7 a.m. now. Looking in your neighborhood at some of those temperatures, rounding out in a lot of 40s for most of us. A couple 50s on the board, 54 in Port Aransas, that hot spot at the Naval Air Station, 60 degrees if you want to call that hot. Still a little chilly out there, with most of us in the 40s, 41 degrees over in Kingsville, going to be that cool spot. All of us enjoying that nice northerly breeze as well, about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and nothing to worry about visibility wise either, with all that dry air that has moved in with the wake of that cold front. Temperature changes over the past 24 hours, 4 degrees cooler there at the Naval Air Station. Kingsville coming in at 22 degrees cooler than this time yesterday, so definitely enjoying the chilly air, more fall-like air as well. And for today's dog walk, walking forecast. We've got Dolly here ready to go on her walk and enjoy the spooky season temperatures, I should say. Looking this morning going into the 40s at 8 a.m., 50s by 9 a.m., 10 a.m. entering those 60s, and by the time we're heading out to lunch, that's where we see those upper 60s start to make their return. And like I said, those winds out of the north to be expected 5 to 10 miles an hour this morning, maybe 10 to 15 miles an hour as we go into the afternoon. In terms of forecast daytime highs throughout the next 10 days, you could expect a little bit of a rise there Saturday, then another weak cold front works in, putting us back below average. Then we go right back above average as we go into November, especially there by the 7th and 8th. That's where we see quite a bit above average. That's maybe where the upper 80s start to make their return. Hopefully we just do avoid the 90s making their way into our area by November. Looking at the future tracker, going to be plenty of sunshine on the board as we head through our Thursday, so you could expect plenty of clear skies. Also nice temperatures in the 70s for those daytime highs, and not too bad with that wind out of the north, so just looking like just about a perfect fall day. But the unfortunate side of that is with all that dry air, we do have this red flag warning in effect with increased fire danger due to just the gusts to 15 miles an hour. So luckily that has came down from yesterday at that 35 mile an hour range, but still we're sitting at relative humidity around that 10% mark into the afternoons, and very dry vegetation, as well as that current drought that's ongoing with the moderate drought around the area. Of course, we get that update today, just unfortunately not expecting anything good in terms of the update. Looking at the forecast fire danger today, expecting extreme to very high fire danger across areas from Fulton into Corpus Christi. Going tomorrow, that's where we see moderate to high fire danger still around areas of the coastal bend. Into Saturday, it decreases just a little bit from low to moderate, but still dealing with a little bit of that risk. You want to be mindful of it as we go through these next few days, and please just do your part in preventing those wildfires as well. In terms of precipitation chances, we see a slight resurgence in that moisture and the rain chances by the time we're going into Saturday, but overall just isolated at best. Not going to be a drought buster by any means, so we still need a lot of rain to make up for 2025 and really just get rid of that drought, hopefully, as we go in through the next few months. Looking at the 7-day forecast, going to be below average for the most part. That cold front on Saturday cools us off just a little bit back into the 70s, then right back into the 80s as we head into early next week, with overnight lows into the 40s, but then right into the mid 50s.
I'm Michaela Chavez, your Sunrise Neighborhood News reporter downtown. Hello? You might not think twice about answering a call like this, but what happens next could cost you. Here's why.
We have over 1,000 inmates in this jail that are waiting for their day in court.
Jury duty. It's a key part in keeping our justice system running.
When they get their day in court, they need a jury, or else, the system doesn't work.
But now, scammers are using it as bait to get your money.
We received numerous phone calls just yesterday.
About a dozen residents called the Nueces County Sheriff's Office on Tuesday, saying they got a call from someone claiming to be law enforcement, warning they missed jury duty and owed a fine, or worse, had a warrant out for their arrest. But Nueces County Sheriff J.C. Hooper wants you to know they will never, ever call you about that.
We're not going to call you. We're going to come and visit you at your home or at your place of employment if there's a warrant out for you.
Scammers are even using real deputy names from the department.
If you go to our Facebook page, you can easily come up with the names of 10 or 20 of our deputies.
And they'll often try to pressure you, saying the issue needs to be handled immediately.
They tried to make the victim believe that if this isn't taken care of today, the problem's even bigger tomorrow.
If they ask to meet up in person to take care of it, don't.
That's not the way county government does business, and that's not the way the city police department does business.
Nueces County Sheriff J.C. Hooper encourages you to spread the word and check in on your parents and grandparents to make sure they don't fall for the scam. In downtown, I'm your Sunrise Neighborhood News reporter Michaela Chavez, Chris 6 News.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
Well, today officially marks 30 days since the government shutdown began, and Republicans and Democrats are no closer to making a deal. Along with paychecks being put on pause, one economic report after another has been delayed. The third quarter gross domestic product report was supposed to be released today, along with some weekly unemployment numbers. Both are likely delayed. We are officially 5 days shy of this shutdown becoming the longest in American history.
Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bavino is expected to sit for a deposition this morning. Bavino has become the face of Operation Midway Blitz in Chicago. That operation has resulted in more than 3,000 arrests since September. At issue for the deposition is whether federal agents have engaged in aggressive behavior against peaceful protesters. He had been ordered to warn protesters and journalists before using tear gas and less lethal munitions. Justice Department attorneys convinced an appeals court daily briefings would be extremely disruptive.
Well, if you're thinking of early voting for the upcoming election, you don't have much time left. The early voting period ends today. Early voting began on October 20th. Here in Nueces County, just over 6,000 people have taken part in early voting. That's about 3% of the registered voters in Nueces County.
Corpus Christi firefighters were busy through the night due to the strong winds. A downed power line is believed to be what caused a house fire on the south side. It happened around 10:30 on the corner of Rodfield and Fremont Drive. A neighbor noticed the fire in the backyard of a house, and that's when his instincts kicked in. He knocked on the door until the family was awake and they were able to get out without being hurt.
Fire crews in Gregory spent the night trying to contain a massive fire at a cotton gin. It started around 2:30 Wednesday afternoon off Highway 181 and Highway 361. High winds caused the fire to spread quickly through bales of cotton and 15 acres. At last check, the fire was 50% contained. According to the city of Gregory, power is expected to be restored this morning. Natural gas services will remain off. Stephen F. Austin Elementary School in Gregory will also be closed today. No word on how many homes were lost in the area.
So Sprouts is moving to the south side. The natural and organic grocery store is moving into the old Bed Bath & Beyond location on SPID in Everhart. The new location will open in January. A closing date for the location at the Gulfway Shopping Center on Airline and SPID hasn't been set yet. A spokesperson for Sprouts says all team members in good standing will be offered the new opportunity to move to the new store.
On to what's trending now. Dictionary.com is out with its word of the year, 6'7". It's a slang phrase that's widely used by Gen Alpha age groups. So some say it means so-so, or maybe this, maybe that. Dictionary.com's word of the year is meant to put a spotlight on social trends and global events that define the year. The online dictionary said that it analyzes news headlines, social media, and more to find what makes the biggest impact on conversations. I'm glad to finally know what 6'7" means, because I've been seeing it on social media.
I don't get it.
I have no idea what it means.
Yeah.
So evidently it was off of some song, some rap song saying that, I'm 6'7", right? Like I'm tall, but I don't understand where the so-so might come in. Am I old?
Yeah,
am I ancient now?
No. I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm getting old.
Are you getting
too,
it?
I guess.
You're the youngest of the group,
I'm
so.
the youngest too. So I mean,
do you
I've been
6'7"?
But I still don't fully understand it either. But just, I mean, it's still fun, just seeing the new lingo come out every now and then.
Should we just start saying it so that the kids watching will be like, oh, lame.
I feel
we're not
very
gonna use it
6'7" on this.
6'7",
That's how we feel
start
about
using
the
that
weather,
in your
6'7".
forecast. Yeah.
It'd be like 6'7" out there now. We'll see though. But that's pretty cool. That's their word of the year. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So in the definition of maybe this, maybe that, are we going to 6'7" rain or 6'7" no rain? Making this word lame, folks.
I think we're going to go with the latter. Probably no rain, unfortunately. I know. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but looking pretty dry out there. I mean, very cool at that as well. Sitting at 60 degrees over here. A live look at Snoopy's Pier thanks to Matthew CCAC. 6:55 a.m. as we get closer to 7 a.m. Starting to see a little bit more color in the skies now, but yeah, definitely some dry air out there. 46 degrees here, closer into downtown Corpus Christi. Looking at yesterday's almanac data, came in at 76 degrees for that daytime high, below the record well up below it at 92 degrees. That was back in 1972. The record low was 35 back in 2017. Yesterday we rounded it out at 55 degrees and almost 11.5 inches of rain needed to make up for 2025 so far. So a lot of rain needed to make up for it. But as we look at those temperatures, all of us enjoying the more fall-like temperatures, I should say, making their way into the coastal bend. A couple 60s along the coast there close to the Naval Air Station, and then 40s as we round out all of our inland communities. Even some of those lower 40s, we've even got a couple upper 30s as we went into the earlier morning hours. For the current dew points, we're definitely seeing that drier air in place. All of us coming in along the 20s and then along the coast, seeing those 30s, 37 degrees. They're going to be the peak of that moisture, if you will, over at Port Aransas right now, but still definitely feeling pretty dry out and about. For today's dog walking forecast, we've got Dolly here ready to go on her walk, of course, and enjoy some of those more fall-like temperatures and really get into the spooky season spirit. Going to be in the 40s this morning by 8 a.m., 54 there by 9 a.m., 60 by 10 a.m., and as we go towards that lunch hour, that's where we see the upper 60s make their return with plenty of winds out of the north, a nice northerly dry wind at about 5 to 10 miles an hour making its way into the region. Taking a look at the next 10 days, going to be a bit of a roller coaster, going above average by Saturday, then right back below average by Sunday, and then, yes, right back above average as we go into November, especially by the 6th through about the 9th. That's where we see those above average temperatures making their way back into the area. Hopefully we do avoid any 90s going into the area by the November timeframe, I should say. So we're watching this pretty closely. I'm just hoping we stay in the 80s at least and feel a little bit more like fall. For that future tracker, you're going to see your Thursday is looking very sunny across the coastal bend here under the influence of that high pressure in the wake of that cold front, and that's going to continue into tomorrow as well, likely. Going to see those drier conditions persisting through the next 6 to 10 days, and that's what we see on the 7-day forecast, with that cold front going to be our only rain chance on the board by Saturday night into Sunday, with daytime highs really holding their own in the 70s and 80s, overnight lows going from the 40s tomorrow morning, then back into the 50s. Now, Michelle, I've got to ask you, from the 40s, that's probably still a little bit chilly, but the 50s, is the 50s reasonable?
Honestly, anything that's not like 70 or above, that's why we moved here.
You know,
She is a sweet summer child.
Absolutely.
The warm weather's pretty good.
Well, we appreciate the update, Stephen. Thank you so much. And folks, thanks for joining us. We hope to see you tomorrow for Halloween.
Ooh.